How you guys doing? Good morning. I know what I wanted to check now, and I forgot to fucking check it. That works for me. Okay. No, I cannot be your father. Sorry. Beautiful guitar. Thank you very much. No, I do not play. I do not know how. That's art to me. Where's your pizza delivery? No fucking clue. I think maybe you might have been hitting the pipe a little too early. Not that I have any room to talk. Have you been outside of the USA? Yes, I've been to Canada, Mexico, Honduras, Belize, Jamaica, and the Bahamas. And it is time to clean this fucking grinder again. She be getting gnarly, yo. She be sticking. Yeah, Tom Homan, they shut that investigation down quickly. Dude took fucking bags of fucking cash from undercover FBI agents. I just shut that down. Oh, nice. Join the analog renaissance? What does that mean? Use a spice mill, somebody says? Cleaning your bowl? No, I'm grinding. Don't forget to sin or Jesus died for nothing. Okay. Severino's in Shorewood went out of business? Oh, yeah, I did remember seeing something about that, didn't I? Did you watch Cult Fest? What's Cult Fest? Lady Gaga is not my daughter. There's some weird fucking people on this app, you know that? Alright. Let's commence to packing some cones here. Cone. You just recently stumbled upon my channel? Well, stumble on in. Welcome. We're gonna roll some dubage now, so we can stumble some more. Where are you from? My mother's vagina. Aren't you due for another shipment from Raw? No, just got one. Can we get a fit check? I'm wearing gym shorts and a Taco Bell t-shirt. Fucking fit check. Man, I work from home, from my home office. There is no fit check, you know what I mean? Can you play that guitar? No, I don't know how. Do you know what happened on August 15th, 1971? Off the top of my head, no. How much for the Grateful Dead guitar? It is not for sale. I will be buried with that guitar. If you can't sell merch and have fireworks, why bother having a funeral, right? Jesus fucking Christ, what a fucking joke that was. You need help being alive? That's odd. Watch all your videos, thank you very much. An ape has a more intelligent look on their face than you do, says the fugly old man with no profile picture. Why is it always the cowards that never have the balls to show themselves that talk about how other people look? Good morning back to you. Tired of the BS? Much love from Joliet. I'm in the next town over in Shanahan. What are we talking about this morning? Anything and everything. When I do impromptu lives, it's just a wide open, whatever the hell, wherever the chat goes. Montreal, California, same generation, model 63. How's it going? Nice guitar, thank you very much. Let's talk about tacos. Let's talk about them. What's on your mind when it comes to tacos? I would love it if my local Mexican restaurant named a taco plate after me. Can't get it done. Hard or soft shell? Well, I like both, but I prefer soft shell. Montreal, Canada. There you go. Is the guitar made in China? I have no idea. It's a D'Angelico. It probably was made here, would be my guess. Judge Deneen apparently couldn't indict a ham sandwich after all. Why are you being buried with a guitar if you don't play? Because it means something to me. It was given to me by my wife. Yeah, these are still available. You guys can get one of these guitars. It's not like they're not available anywhere. They're not making them anymore, but they're still available. Jesus. Did my mom make taco salad when I was a kid? No, my mom did not know how to cook. She was a horrendous fucking cook. Do they make a mini of that guitar? I have no idea. Yes, his funeral was a Trump campaign. That was a political rally yesterday, and I'll be doing a video about that tomorrow. I'm off today. You ever think of running for office in Shanahan? I did. I ran for Park District Commissioner like 18 years ago. Any luck on getting your original TikTok page back? No, and at this point in time, while I really want access to that 1.5 million followers, I don't know that I want it back because I think it would just be shut down almost immediately again. I've seen the Grateful Dead ukes, yes. Tom's mom only made Miracle Whip sandwich. That was, man, you want to talk about a fucking standard sandwich in my childhood. What a fucking grotesque sandwich to eat. White bread, Miracle Whip, bologna. The kind you take the little red string off the side of it. And relish, neon green relish. What's your idea of a fucking delicacy? Okay. I thought maybe like you kind of stumbled. Sorry. By the way, if I could, just a note, I do truly enjoy when people send me things, but please don't send me any more bowls. I don't really use bowls, and I appreciate it, but like somebody sent me this bowl. It's supposed to look like a mushroom. It really kind of looks like a dick. And it's decent, but I don't... Yeah, really not my jam. And then somebody sent me this one. Just kind of weird. I'm just joints. That's all I need. I appreciate the kindness. All right, let's roll another one. Pack another one, I should say. CK was like a stand-up doing crowd work on kids. My nickname for Trump is orangutan. Somebody says, you didn't know I smoked doobies? You have not been paying attention to my page, my guy. I did not go to the 50th shows in Chicago. No, I did not. Tried getting tickets to the Fare Thee Well, but I was online, ready, everything set up, couldn't get tickets. And then they were all fucking sold out, and then the best thing I could find was $1,000 a seat behind the stage. Pass. Love your shorts. I'll let my wife know. It's a joke. Can't even answer the question. What question would that be? Human? How do we know when America is great again? Well, it won't be great as long as we have Republican leadership. Thank you, Dale Killa, Zilla, whatever. Y'all assassinated Charlie Kirk. Are y'all happy now? Who's y'all? Because unless you're talking about Nick Fuentes Groiper boys, I ain't part of that y'all. You know what I'm saying? You think we will see more FCC shenanigans? I don't know. We're getting a lot of blowback. Ted Cruz is pushed back. Candace Owens is pushed back. Tucker Carlson is pushed back. A lot of people on the right are like, this is scary, man. We don't like what they have to say, but this is scary, shutting people down. So I don't know. Am I a Michael Jackson fan? I mean, some of his music was okay. As a human being, he was dog shit, but I'm not like, man, let's fucking put out some MJ. You know, I'm not rolling. I'm packing. Yo, what up? Do you think that either party in this mirage of a choice is good? Is the lesser of two evils really what we strive for? No, it's not what we strive for, but it's the reality of the situation. And at the end of the day, you have one of two choices of people that actually has a chance to win, the Republican or the Democrat. I don't like that. I wish we had multiple choices that were viable options, but we don't. And so if you would normally vote for the liberal candidate, but you don't like what the Democratic Party has done, or you don't like what that particular candidate has done, and you choose to abstain from voting, then what you do is you allow the Republican or the conservative to win. And listen, standing on your moral high ground 20, 30 years ago was one thing. But today, in the era of fascism, today in the era of Trumpism, when we have an administration that is looking to take away your First Amendment rights, that is looking to silence voices of opposition, that is looking to literally jail political opponents for no crimes having been committed, yeah, you pick the lesser of two evils. You go with the Democrat, period. End of fucking story. Why don't I like Trump? Because he is the most anti-American president in the history of this country. He is the only president in the history of this country that attempted to overthrow his own government to install himself as a dictator over the will of the people. Thank you very much, Jack Straw, for the donation. Trey BMFS or Meyer? Meyer. Mayor, sorry. I know his name is Mayor. I don't like Trump because he tried to take my vote away from me. I don't like Trump because he appointed the Supreme Court justices that made the difference between my daughters, my wife, and my granddaughters having medical privacy or not. I don't like Trump because he is trying to take First Amendment rights away from people. I don't like Trump because he is, without a question of a doubt, the most anti-American, pro-fascist president we have ever had. He is the worst president in the history of this country, bar none. That's why I don't like him. Can you stream or do you podcast more often? I'd love to hear your perspective on things while I do my daily tasks. I used to have a podcast. It's still up. You can go to Spotify and look for it. It's called The Second Half Podcast with Tom Pollard. Aired every Friday, and it was me giving my takes on the news of the week. You can go back and catch up on the few hundred episodes that are there. I have, I don't know, 30 or 40 episodes of a second podcast called Off Topic that I did. That are those videos of me interviewing other people are available here on YouTube. You can go back and you can watch those if you want to. We're thinking about bringing the podcast back, but haven't really. I do impromptu lives like this. I do regularly scheduled lives every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central. Otherwise, it's a shit ton of video content. Moving to Canada soon. I wish you all the best of luck, says somebody. What happened to repealing and replacing Obamacare? He doesn't need your vote anymore, so he doesn't need to tell you that lie. He doesn't need your vote, so he's not talking about the wall. He's not talking about Obamacare. He doesn't need your vote anymore. He doesn't need to sell you on bullshit. He's just enacting a fascist agenda because this is his last go around and he has 3 years left to get done what he wants to get done. A Chicago breakfast is a Miller Lite and an Italian beef. I think you mean an old style and an Italian beef, but yeah, probably. I got a young daughter I need to think about. She could get raped and told she needs to keep the child. Yes, she can in several states in this country. And if the Republicans get their way, they will override states' rights and they will make it a federal crime. Come on. Everybody's yelling at somebody named Alex Hardy, and I haven't even seen his comments. Hang on a second here. What am I missing here? Kirk did not enter pearly gates. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I don't believe in pearly gates anyway. There are a bunch of people that think that the rapture is happening tomorrow. A bunch of people think that Christ is going to rapture his people tomorrow up into the heavens. And all of us heathens are going to be left behind. God damn, does that sound fucking wonderful. I'm like, fucking, I'm good. Like, let's do it. I'm all in. Fucking, you mean to tell me that you're going to take all of the shitty Christian, judgmental, religious assholes up to heaven and leave all of us here on earth with our pick of houses, more lanes on the fucking highway opened up? Like, half of us get to go to the Super Bowl because there's that. Let's go. Let's do it today. Why wait till tomorrow? I'm down with it. I'll get my video, my phone ready, and I'll fucking video all of that shit. Oh, there goes Jimmy. There goes Brendan. Bye, Allison. I'm down with the program. And the meek shall inherit the earth. Sorry. You are definitely rolling one. No, I am not. I am packing one. What's the difference? There's a difference. There is a difference between rolling and packing a doob. Do I prefer cones? Yes, I do. And I was very fortunate enough through content creation to become acquaintances with the owner of Raw Cones, and he has been hooking your boy up for the last few years. The last time he sent me a care package was, I don't know, a month or two ago. And it consisted of 3 boxes of raw cones, 3,400 raw cones each. And I did not roll 1, I rolled 4. Nice. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. I like it a lot. When people say they are moving to Canada, is it a parody or I don't know? Some people have moved to Canada. They say the rapture is going to happen every year in September, and it never fucking does. I don't know that you can send flour through the mail, nor would I want you to try to send it to me, would be my statement. Hippie lover, take it easy. Oh, I've seen some things. I can't even begin to tell you on social media the shit that is the crazy shit that I've seen, because it would make people's stomach fucking turn. No, I don't like soda, but I do like pop. Here we call it pop. Were you in the military? No, I was not. I'm not a huge fan of house or techno music. No. Are we still alive? Maybe. Maybe we all passed and this is hell. How about them Bears? Yeah, look at that. They won 1 game beating the lowly Dallas Cowboys. Fucking break out the Super Bowl shuffle. What's the craziest thing that I've seen that I can tell you? When I was 17 years old, I watched a local drug dealer in a small town in southern Indiana send a message to a guy that owed him a shit ton of money by having a few guys that worked for him trigger warning, this is going to be very bad. It had a few guys that worked for him take this gentleman's 2 pit bulls, tie them to a light pole in front of the gentleman's house with barbed wire, and pour acid on them. I told you I've seen some weird shit. I have lived an unusual life. I've lived an unusual life. I lived in a tent for 4 years. Oh, it wasn't fun. I lived in a tent for 4 years and hitchhiked back and forth across this country. Yeah, it never happened. There you go. I'm glad that you know more about my life than I do. People have been predicting the rapture without it happening for how long now? fucking centuries. Centuries. Yes, I am old. I'm 53 years old. I'm halfway to 106. Of course I'm old. A reverse rapture? That sounds like a sexual act. Why did I live in a tent? Because I wanted to. First in 92, I worked for a Carnival. And then from fall of 92 to August of 95, I followed the Grateful Dead. And everything I owned fit in a big framed out hiking backpack. And I had a little 2-person pop-up tent. And that's where I lived. And that's how I was able to go to all of those places. We're going to have to plug in here. Hang on. Got any carny hacks? Yeah. Don't ever play the fucking basketball game. The rims are tilted towards you. Ever so slightly. You're never going to win a fucking game there. I went to Serbia. No, I never went to Serbia. Am I Jewish? No, I'm not Jewish. Do those mini guitars work? No. What's your favorite place that you've been to? Jamaica. Thoughts on Charlie Kirk? He was an abhorrent bucket of liquefied dog shit. With Y2K, there were technology that wasn't being adapted. Shit, man, everybody's just fucking comment about, like, yeah, everybody's talking about 19 different things. A reverse rapture is when us sinners are taken down to hell and the righteous stay here on earth for Jesus' second coming. Okay. I don't know, I thought it had something to do with like a ball gag and a foursome. I'm gonna need a 9-iron, a stuffed water buffalo head, and a jar of warm fat. This person says, well, I'm out the stream now. You view of kick is dumb as hell. Don't even know what the fuck that means. Apple pancake, square bottom, rooftop shingle. See, I can just say words too. Albuquerque. See, I can just blurt shit out too. A ball gag and a foursome is a reverse seahorse dragon. Must have been what I was thinking. My bad. Your view of Kirk is dumb as hell. Well, okay, you don't need to announce your departure, sweetheart. This isn't O'Hare. It's not a fucking airport. Just leave. Take that part of your finger and you gently press it against the screen and you go. If you're having problems performing that task, perhaps have a small child assist you. I'm leaving. You talked bad about Charlie Kirk. No. Did you think I was going to go, no, please stay? I want you to stay. But the live is going to be, all the plants are going to die if you leave. You can't go now. What did you think I was going to do? You think I was going to fucking beg you to stay? Get the fuck out. I don't give a shit. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, as they used to say. Bye-bye. How did it go in Tombstone? Well, bye. I'm leaving. Do us all a favor, okay? To the person that's going to fucking stomp it out the door because I spoke ill of Charlie Kirk. Do us a favor. Make a video right now in the immediate aftermath of you leaving this chat, make a video of how angry you are that I said something bad about Charlie Kirk. Make a video talking about how just upset you are and how aggravated you are, how your day is ruined. You can't believe what I said, because we should all be that fucking entertained that we get the chance to watch that bullshit. All right, where are we at? Ask her if she's a Christian. Tom, do you know that there's a huge cloud of raspberry alcohol floating in space? No, I was unaware. I feel sorry for people like you that have not an ounce of humanity left in you. Why would I have humanity for a man who had no humanity? Why would I mourn a man who has mocked other people's passings? Why would I have any kind of good feeling for a man who said that if a man and a woman are 5 beers in, 5 drinks in, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning and they're getting frisky and she removes consent, that would be a murky gray area for the man as to whether or not he could continue to have intercourse with her body against her will? Why would I mourn a man who said that he would question the abilities of an airline pilot or a hospital surgeon if they were black? I'm using his own words here. I'm literally using his own words here. So why would I ever mourn a fucking piece of shit like that? Listen, I don't think anybody should ever be attacked, shot, or murdered. That is not what I'm advocating. I think what happened to Charlie Kirk is grotesque, and it's indicative of a fucked up society that, oddly enough, Charlie Kirk promoted and continued to push. Having said that, am I going to mourn the fact that that ragged piece of shit is gone? No, the world became a better place the instant he took his last breath. I don't give a fucking rat's ass if Charlie Kirk is alive or dead. The person who did it should be strapped into an electric chair. They should flip the switch and go out to lunch, because we can't have a society like that where people take the law into their own hands like that. But yeah, I'm not going to fucking sit here and mourn Charlie Kirk. Fuck Charlie Kirk and everything he stood for. Fuck his widow. Fuck everybody that thinks that he was some kind of a fucking hero and who thinks he is now some kind of a martyr. I don't give a fuck if you don't like that. Period. Charlie Kirk was an abhorrent human being. He was a waste of otherwise useful human DNA. And if you're going to get pissed off because I'm talking ill of Charlie Kirk, then that tells me every fucking thing I need to know about you. Doesn't it? By the way, weren't you leaving? Weren't you going to stomp out of here because I was talking bad about Charlie Kirk? Fuck you, leave. How's that? There's my retort. RFK comparing Kirk to Jesus? Yep. DEI. What do I think of DEI? I think that people on the right don't have a singular fucking idea what DEI actually is. I think people on the conservative right in this country hear DEI and they think like Charlie Kirk didn't earn it. He famously said that that's what that stands for. DEI is when you have an already qualified pool of candidates. You've already gone through the process of qualifying this group of candidates. All of the people in this group of candidates are qualified to do the job. Now, instead of just always picking the white guy, we're going to make sure that of this qualified pool of candidates, society is represented. We're going to have some white guys and some black guys and some white women and some black women and some gay people and some trans people, because that's society, because America is that melting pot that you guys seem to have forgotten about. What are conservatives conserving? They're conserving American white heritage for themselves. They're mad that they're going to be a minority in this country. They're mad that this country is going to start to look like the rest of the world. He made millions by bullying teenagers, changed his beliefs to get near power. Yeah, exactly. Charlie Kirk is He is a community college dropout that went to universities to attempt to make 18-year-olds look bad. And that's how he built his little mini empire there. And listen, I have no room to talk. I'm a high school dropout, but I'm not trying to go around to college campuses to make myself look better by arguing with fucking college kids. Thank you very much, Tubian, for the donation. He says St. Charles of Orem. Charlie Kirk came to the UK and started spitting the same shit here he did in the US. Yeah, that's what he does. Sorry, did. That's what he did. Do I think Dems should have voted against the Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk? Yeah, I do. I'm very, very disappointed in every single Democrat that voted for that. There is no reason to have a Day of Remembrance. If you want to have a bill condemning the murder of Charlie Kirk, totally understand. That's something that I could totally get behind. We shouldn't have a society in which we have this type of gun violence. Condemn the violent act, absolutely. Remember and honor Charlie Kirk? For what? He was a racist, misogynistic bucket of shit. He was a propagandist. He pushed awful, dividing ideas in this country. He used black people when he needed to, like Candace Owens there for a while. An abhorrent bucket of shit. And everything that has transpired in the wake of his passing gets even more abhorrent. Who the fuck mics themselves up at their husband's funeral? Who mics themselves up and then goes up to the casket to say goodbye to their husband, but make sure that that mic is on so that they can capture all of the audio for some fucking reason? Who does that? Who sells merch of their dead husband leading up to his memorial service? With him and a picture of him in a halo, and none of these people give a shit that Charlie Kirk is dead. They only give a shit about utilizing his death to further an agenda. That was a political rally yesterday, not a memorial service. And Angela Thompson fucking nails it. The only victims in all of this are Charlie Kirk's children. His wife knew what she was into. His wife knew who he was. She's just as bad as he is. The kids don't deserve this shit. The kids don't deserve to have god awful parents like that, to see their father killed like that, and to now live in a world where they are forever going to be in some form of spotlight for the remainder of their fucking existence. They didn't deserve any of that. Go take a bath? Blow me. I will be taking a shower though soon. It's 8:55. I've got 5 minutes before I gotta release videos. You're telling me to get a life, Jesse? What? Why are you telling me to get a life and you're hanging out in my life? This makes no sense. Fucking people, I swear to God. Felt like a call for civil war? Yeah, absolutely. I'm laughing and you really think I'm mad? I don't give a fuck if you're mad or not. It matters not to me. You know what you are? You are words on a screen. See, you guys come into the lives the social media live events of people that you don't like, so that you control the comment section, right? And you think that you matter to the people doing the lives. All you're doing is boosting my algorithms and looking like a jackass in the process. And then you think that we give a shit what you're doing behind the scenes. I will never run into you. I will never have personal interaction with you. You are words on a screen to me. You are here to serve a purpose for me, to boost my algorithms so that more people come to this page so that I can increase my revenue. That's what you mean to me. You are, as Lenin would say, a useful idiot. I need you to do a certain thing, and you involuntarily or voluntarily, but without really thinking about it, just do it. Yes, you are helping my life, man. You have, believe me, I wish I could. There are rules preventing me from telling you. I wish I could show you the revenue that this generates for me. I wish I could. How much money people like you generate for me on a fucking daily basis. It's. By the way, thank you for the cruise my wife and I just took to Alaska. And she thanks you for her upcoming Vegas trip. 8:57. All right, we're almost there. Let's just minimize that. What's up, Canada? How you doing? Beaky, hello. A supporter, not a hater. Oh, sorry, Jesse. My apologies. I took that completely wrong. My bad, man. My bad. Or ma'am. I'm sorry. Can you please say happy birthday to my brother Jared? He's 44 today. Happy birthday to your brother Jared. My beard is all fucking. It needs to be trimmed, and you don't want to see me without it. I can tell you that much. AOC for president? I think it's early for her yet. Who's putting out 200,000 a month? Who the fuck's saying that? Loved your channel. Thank you very much. Going to Vegas. My wife, our daughters, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, and my wife's friend all are. Is that a Grateful Dead guitar? You bet your ass it is. Do you consider yourself a Democrat, a social democrat, or a democratic socialist? I'm a Democrat. People might look at me, excuse me, and my positions on things and go, oh, well, you're a democratic socialist. I'm a Democrat. There are two parties in this country that have a chance to win, the Republican or the Democrat. I'm a Democrat. Am I a registered Democrat? No. Do I consider myself a Democrat? Yeah. Do you associate more with the hippie movement or the freak movement? Pooh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Probably not the hippie movement as much as people would think, given their communal way of life. All right, I got to release videos. Give me 1 minute. Just bear with me here. Okay, what are we doing here? We're doing 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, Let's reset this. Give me a minute now. Just bear with me. Okay, that's good there. Okay, let's go to this. One more minute, guys. Just give me one more second. $70,900. Oh, that's nice. 111. Oh, 111.8. 111.8. All right. Great channel. You're watching from Spain? Well, hello, Spain. Louisiana's here. Good seeing you work. Thank you very much. Huh? Somebody said they're bringing jerk. What? Chicken? You're bringing jerk chicken to what? I mean, I didn't. No offense, I didn't invite anybody to anything, so don't be showing up to my house with no jerk chicken. I don't know who the fuck you are and what you made. The fuck? Pittsburgh, hello. Florida, hello. Another Pittsburgh, hello. Pittsburgh, home of the Permanente Brothers sandwich. Okay, so just so that everybody's aware, I don't educate anybody. I'm being very serious when I say this. I am some fucking guy that has an internet access and a fucking YouTube account. Do not take what I say at face value. Take what I say and go and research it for yourself. One of the biggest fucking problems we have in the United States, in the world today, is people listening to fucking people online out of the blue. What? Michigan, North Carolina, Greece, Philadelphia. You guys are all fucking all over the fucking place. Why does Vegas say clip the last few seconds for future use? All of these videos, just so that you're aware, all of the lives that I do on YouTube are available on my YouTube channel in the form of a video. So you can go back and replay every live I've ever done. But you're saying to clip the last few seconds of this. It'll be available in video format once we're done here. But what happened in the last few seconds that I should be clipping it, if you don't mind me asking? Good morning. Hope all is good with you. It is so far. Knock on wood. Yeah, don't ever listen to anything content creator says at face value. No, I am not a coffee drinker. I can't stand coffee. Why you ignore me? I just answered your question. This is the first time I've seen your comment. So, Tom, you told us what you are. Oh, and not to listen to you, basically. Yeah, you should not listen. I've been saying that on TikTok for 5 fucking years. People ask me for whatever fucking reason. One of the questions I get asked the most is, do you have any advice on life for, from an older guy to a younger, somebody in their 20s asking the question, right? Do you have any advice on life? Yeah, here's my advice. Stop taking advice from strangers on the internet. You don't know me. You have no fucking idea who I am or what I do. You know what I choose to show you. You know what I put out on the internet. You have no fucking idea what I could have 13 people hanging upside down by their fucking toenails in my basement right now. I do not, but you have no fucking idea. You know, just saying. Enjoy your work. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You show us how stupid MAGA is. I try. I try. I mean, I don't have to do a lot of work to do it. I just go, did you hear that? Did you listen to that? Uh, Man, there must be conversations going on in here amongst people. If anybody from YouTube happens to come across this live or this video when it becomes a video later on, here's what you need to fix, YouTube. In the comment sections of the live, you need to make people be able to easily to tag who they're responding to within the live. That's a feature that exists on TikTok that people love and would love it here. Okay, so YouTube, make that happen. How old are you? I am 53 years old. I was born May 13th, 1972. If you guys could keep tapping the screen to like the screen, that'll blow this like number up, the little thumbs up number. That helps push the live out to more people. So if you could just tap the screen, like it, or tap it up here. Also, there's an arrow, I believe, down here. You can use that arrow to send this live to somebody via text message, to post it to your Facebook page or Twitter account, and let more people see that the live is going on. That always helps the algorithms. Sherry, hello. What are my thoughts on JD Vance? I think JD Vance is an opportunistic piece of shit. Remember, JD Vance said he's a never Trump guy, that if it looked like Trump was doing well in 2016, he was going to have to hold his nose and vote for Hillary Clinton, that Trump was essentially the worst part of humanity. And now here he is riding Trump's dick, being his vice president. We heard J.D. Vance talk about how disgusting it is that a government could silence somebody. And now here he is advocating for the government to silence people. J.D. Vance is a dangerous man. And let's hope he never becomes president. Oh, you can tag on the computer very easily, but not in the app. Eldrick says, I did not know that. So there's something, if you guys are watching on a computer, that maybe you're able to tag. Bruce L, yes and yes. He was pretty concerned about the files. Exactly. He isn't now. Anthony, good morning. I do go live. I go live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central. And then I do these impromptu lives when I feel like it. Like I was just sitting down this morning and rolling some dubage and decided to go live while doing it. You can add on the phones too. Everybody's been complaining that you can't. JD Maybelline Vance. Yeah, he does use eyeliner, doesn't he? It's kind of weird that a guy who's that anti-trans, anti-drag, anti-everything like that wears that much fucking eyeliner. You know what I mean? That's just kind of, I don't know, it's just weird. People don't know how to copy a link on a phone is why. Vance is a puppet of steel. You gay says always question your opinions. Is Frankenstein in the chat? You gay. Fire bad. What can we 50 plus guys get rid of the bags under our eyes? I don't know. I earned my bags. I'm not getting rid of them. Yeah. No worries, Jordo. Shit happens. You know, you wish you were handsome like Jason Voorhees. Hey, Mom. Look, they cut my head open. Um, More sleep. I don't know. I go to sleep at about 10 o'clock every night, wake up about 6:30 every morning. How much more fucking sleep can I get? Last great concert I saw? Great? 88. 1988, Evansville, Indiana. The Cult opened up for Metallica on the Damaged Justice tour. Metallica was on tour supporting the And Justice for All album, and the Cult was hot with Firewoman. 88. High Handsome. Okay, you need to go see a fucking optometrist. Vance Maybelline, 2028. Do you think Jimmy Kimmel should work out some kind of compromise with ABC to go back to work? I think Jimmy Kimmel needs to look at ABC and go, if you want me back, then give me my show back. If you think I'm going to apologize or donate to somebody, you can get fucked and you can stay fucked. I'll just take my show to YouTube where I already have 20 million followers. I don't know what my favorite Ozzy album would be. Tierra, thank you very much for the donation. Love your content. Do you think your content will help fight against white supremacy? Have you seen any changes since starting your channel? I don't know what my channel does to people who watch it. I mean, I live in a little town in the suburbs of Chicago. I don't get to see everybody's everyday life out there in the world. And I don't know what impact it will, or might have. Here's what I know. I enjoy making content, so I did it for years without compensation. Now it's my job, so I'm going to continue to do it. I'm very, very lucky that I get paid to doing something that I love to do, because I enjoy talking about politics and social issues. If that helps people, awesome. If that helps move the needle, awesome. If it doesn't, I can't do anything about that. Once again, people see people, and I'm not saying you do, but people see people that are online. So somebody, they're on social media and they come across somebody that has a large following, right? I had 1.5 million followers on TikTok. I'm 270 something thousand here, 33,000 on Instagram, so forth and so on. And they go, wow, he's got a big following. He must be important. I got to listen to him. But I'm not. I just give my opinions like anybody else does. When you see people with large followings, just remember, they're just some fucking person, right? I'm just some fucking guy. Hawk is just some fucking guy. Good Trouble is just some fucking guy. V actually does news work, so they are a little bit more, let's say, professionally trained to do what they do. And maybe therefore maybe a little bit more trustworthy. But at the end of the day, I mean, I've run into people in like stores and shit, and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it's you." Yeah, I was a landscaper. I'm some fucking retired landscaper, high school dropout from the fucking suburbs. It's nobody special. Oh, look, the trolls have arrived. Here, let's do that, and then let's do that. Now, you two MAGA trolls can scream Trump 2028 in the comments section all you want, but because you're hidden, we'll never see it. So scream away. Found a liberal. Let's fuck up his life. Let's go into the comment section and own him. Mom, bagel bites, please. Trump 2028. You fucking guys. I swear to God. Bump, bump, down, bump, bump, down, bump, bump, down. Oh. Tater tots? I don't do tater tots. What? Trump gives what? Jesus Christ, this shit's going by fast now. Okay, David, something. We get it. You could stop that shit now. Tiara, thank you very much for the second donation. Thanks. I'm from South Louisiana. And when I see guys like you, it does give me hope for what I fear from here. Well, hello from Northern Illinois, South Louisiana. It's got to be hotter than fucking hell down there right now. It's the kind of atmosphere that you can feel in Southern Louisiana, right? You walk out your front door and the air hits you in the chest. Can't do it. But thank you very much for the donations and the kind words. Education is why our country is awful. We are terrible at it. Actually, no, we're pretty good at education, I would argue. We could be better, but we're pretty good at education. Where we lack is a population that understands the importance of education. Tony Tostada sends a $5 donation and says, "What up, Tom? We tried businessman for president for shits and giggles. What sports athletes do you think would make a good president? None. We need to stop this shit. I want a politician to be my president." And I know people have a really hard time when they say that, when they hear that. I don't want a career politician. I do. I want somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing. I don't want an amateur mechanic working on my car. I don't want an amateur plumber doing my plumbing. I don't want an amateur electrician running my fucking wires. And I don't want an amateur politician occupying the highest office in the land. I think what we need to do is we need to reform Congress so that we can rein in Congress and then begin to elect people that are there to actually serve the people. No more actors, celebrities, sports athletes. No. Wow, you guys are really arguing with each other, aren't you? Oh, Erica Kirk has not begun to grift off of her Charlie Kirk's following yet. She is going to milk this for every fucking penny. What do we do about the population? You make sure that you can get as many of them educated as possible, and the ones that choose not to accept the education, you just move on without them. Society rolls right over them. I want a POTUS that was one of those 13-year-old college graduate super genius people. Not necessarily for me. I mean, I just want a POTUS that wants to do the right fucking thing. That's what I want. They demanding Jimmy Kimmel apologize and give Erica money. They can kiss Jimmy Kimmel's ass. Hopefully he stands firm. Mike DuBois sends in a donation and says, "South Carolina native, the lack of liberals here bothers me." I can understand that. And I can understand you wanting to stay in the area that maybe you grew up in and that you love, but if that's a problem for you, maybe you should move to, a blue state. And I know that's not necessarily that easy, but maybe I had a friend that was in Texas and said, I can't do it anymore, and moved to, and when I say the heart of Chicago, right in the middle of fucking city of Chicago. Who do you think did 9/11? We're not going to start that shit. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, leave it open.
Friends.
What?
I'm so sorry to interrupt your time with your friends. Hey, I'm gonna make an Amazon delivery. So I'm gonna I have wax, I have the gloves, I need some color catchers for a quilt I'm gonna be making. Do you want me to order the fish tank?
I never saw the fish tank. You never sent it to me.
Alright, I'll send it to you and then I need to know what you want me to do.
Well, can you just show it to me? Since I'm on a live and I can't pull it up if you sent it to me anyway.
Well, I was gonna wait later, but. So. That one is.
A 10?
Yeah, I don't know how big you want them. You know?
Let's see here.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Fish keeper 2.3 gallon. That's.
It's small.
What did I. This one here, let me see the size of this one.
That's 10. I
Here's-
think the 10's going to be nicer.
Yeah, get the 10.
Okay.
Get the 10, please. Does it come with it?
We bought 4 fish for 57 cents a piece. Now I just spent $100 on it.
And snails. And snails. Please make sure it has. So it's got a filter, right?
Yeah, it says a starter kit with the LED light. Healthy aquatic. I mean, it's got that filter.
Okay, so it's got the filter, it's got filtration, it's got some fish food, it's got a temperature gauge. Yeah, it just doesn't have. Okay, so we'll have to go get like a little bit of rock or something for the bottom
Yeah,
of it.
do you want me to order rock and somewhere for them to hide? And because we're gonna
No,
we can
'cause
take
we
the
can-
lilies from outside.
We can run out. We can run up to the pet store and grab that. We
Oh.
just didn't like their fish tanks.
Well, you didn't like them.
No, I did not like their fish tanks. Are you taking a shower before you go to your signing?
Probably not.
Time do you leave it?
11? I'm just printing some stuff for her right
I
now.
thought you had to be there at 11:30.
No, I told you I put it in there for what time I needed to
What
leave.
time you needed to leave? Okay.
So I confirmed that it's new. So
Okay.
I'm gonna let Clyde know.
Absolutely. I haven't been listening to or watching. Come here. Come here. What are we doing? Come here. Come on. What are we doing? Why are you staring at me like that? You got the Dane Bramage. Okay, so here's what we did. We got a really big planter and then a smaller planter. And in the bottom of the big planter we put bricks and landscape fabric, and then we put the small planter inside that on those bricks so it stood up above the larger planter. And then we filled dirt in around the smaller planter in the big planter, planted flowers, and then the smaller planter got filled up with water, and it has a floating solar fountain that when the sun is out, it does this, and it's got a couple of fake lilies, and we put fish in there, kind of help eat some of the algae and shit like that. Well, we live in the Chicagoland area, and it's going to get fucking cold here soon, so we're going to have to bring the fish in for the winter. That's why a butt itch. That's why we need a little fish tank to bring them in. There are 4 goldfish and 2 snails out there. she's getting a 5% share donation from Cubs. I'll have to go check it out. It's the first time hearing of that. In the Aurora area here, prepping to bring my plants myself. Yes, yeah. We don't do plants because we have 5 cats and they would fucking destroy the plants in the house. So I'll be right back. Don't move. Renee?
Yeah, babe.
Falcon just got back to me. They also use Shopify for their merch. So when I'm done here, I'm going to text him back because their merch is all up on their website or on their YouTube page.
Right, but you have 5,000 pieces of merchandise and they have 20. I can get 20 pieces on there. I can't get all of them to pick. And I have to go through and pick it. So I put 5X or up to 4 or 5X on there to try to accommodate as many people as possible.
Uh-huh.
And so every time I go through to select like shirts to tag, I have to select what size, what color, the whole 9 yards. It's not just this shirt. It's this shirt with, do you understand what I'm saying? Like it's, so have the day you voted for a shirt. We have it in white.
I'm gonna ask him if they've used any help from Shopify. If he has any like avenues for that, because there should be, and maybe there's not, but there should be a way to go. All right, all of the items from my store, I want to be on YouTube.
Right, but I think it has something to do with the Google merchant that I don't understand. Is it won't even show it. Like if you go into Google, you can't Google your shirts. Something
Okay.
has to be directed there.
Clyde.
And it's because he wants this to be thrown.
Come here, Clyde. Come here.
It's because it says that I need to tell them where it's shipping from. But I don't ever know where it's shipping from because it ships from the best possible place.
Right. Yeah. All right. I will. I'll see if he knows anybody there. Actually,
If anybody wants to teach me how to use Shopify.
Anybody a Shopify
I'll
expert?
write something for you for free. That's what I got to offer.
So I have a lot of products on my Shopify store. And what I mean by a lot of products is that, so let's say there's 30 t-shirts. I don't know how many there are, but each t-shirt comes in a size small to 5XL. And then each t-shirt comes in 4 different colors. So it's 30 shirts times 4 different colors for each shirt, and each color comes in 9 different sizes. And when you're trying to put your products on the YouTube store so that when you go to my YouTube page, those products are at the top, it only allows you, or we can only figure out a way to get so many of them in there. Does Clyde shed horrible this time of year? Clyde, they want to know if all that fucking hair in my living room is partially yours. Clyde Eugene. Clyde Eugene. Let me have your purple hippo. Let me see it. Come here. You a good boy? You a good boy? Give me the purple hippo. Give me the purple hippo. Where's the purple hippo? Where's the purple hippo? Are you a good boy? Oh, you are strong. Even for a 10-year-old, you are still strong. Aren't you, boy? Aren't you, boy? Yes, you. God damn, Renee, he is strong. Oh, you got. Can you? Oh, give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, you are a strong. You're a good boy. This fucking dog. God damn. Oh, you're gonna break my nose doing that. Ready? You ready? Go get it. Oh yeah, he was really pulling hard on it this morning.
My mom said that. My mom goes, you said he only would run like 2 or 3 times? I go, yeah. She goes, oh yeah, a dozen times easily. I go, for real? She goes, yeah. I go, oh, did you fight with him to get it from him? And she goes, yeah. I go, yeah, that I will do that.
That's his. It amps him up.
Right. Gotcha. Oh, I gotcha.
Anyway, am I what? Skibbity Riz? What the fuck is Skibbity Riz? I retained dominance because I won the tug of war. Clyde. I don't think Clyde gives a shit if I'm dominant or not. Did you get your purple hippo? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You got the purple hippo. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Say hi to everybody on YouTube up here. Clyde Eugene. Clyde Eugene. Say hello to the people. Say hello to the people. Yep, Mama's home. He's got to go hang out with Mama when Mama's home. Clyde is, I believe, what they call an English style blockhead yellow lab. There's an American style lab that's much leaner and thinner and faster. And then there's this thicker square head style English lab.
The English labs
Are usually what?
lazier.
The ones that you see doing the sport, running and going and getting the shit, those are usually American labs. The English style of lab is what you see typically in the dog shows. That is his hippo. He's got all kinds of, hang on. Look what I got. I got your toy. You want this one? This is my favorite dog toy of his. You want your toy? There you go. You gonna smoke a doob? Clyde. Nice doobie. You got a nice doobie, don't you? Yes, you do. Who's a good boy? Clyde Eugene. Clyde Eugene. Here, you want your hippo back? Go get your hippo. He is definitely my wife's dog, guys. I picked him out, but he's her dog.
You know why I'm his dog? Or he's mine?
Because you're the mom of the family. All of the animals take to you.
No, it's because I'm nice to them.
I'm
Let them do whatever they want.
I'm nice to them too, but I won't let them do whatever they want.
Whatever they want.
See, she'll let them lay on her and crawl all over her, and I won't do that. I won't let that happen.
Like our kids.
So when we literally, this happened last night, right? We it was, I don't know, 9:30. We sat down in bed. You know, that period of the night where you're sitting up in bed, the whole house is dark and locked up. You're sitting up in bed and you're doing some doom scrolling before you actually go to sleep. And I looked down, and I got my entire side of the bed to myself, and my wife Renee's on her side of the bed, and he is at her feet. She's got one cat on her legs, one cat on her stomach, and one cat on her hip, and two that were missing somewhere. I have a question for you guys. Give me 1 second. I got to use the restroom. So he's done with rubber bands, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yes. Okay, what do we have? 184 people. And then obviously people are going to be able to see this live afterwards in the form of a video, because all the lives are available. Would you be interested in, so this is backwards, obviously, but it says, have the day you voted for, kind of in a rainbow color. I have this on t-shirts, hoodies, this bumper sticker, and regular coffee mugs available in my store, right? This is my best-selling shirt by far. Would you be interested in this, have the day you voted for, on a coffee mug? So this is on a campfire mug, not a regular coffee mug. This is a heavy, thick, speckled campfire mug. Now this was my campfire mug that I gave away. Powell Landscaping, design, build, maintain. This is when I had my landscape company. I made these, and I would give these away at Christmas time. I would take one of my knit hats, landscape company knit hats, and I would fold it and I would stick it in here, and I'd put a little thing of hot chocolate in here, and then I would go around and give these to some people. This is heavy. These are, everybody I have ever given one of these to still uses it to this day to not only drink coffee out of, but we use them to eat ice cream out of, or chili, or soup, or anything like that. It's called a campfire mug, and it's very heavy. This is the one for my off-topic podcast, right? This is my off-topic logo, obviously backwards. But if I put this on this, keeping in mind that I would have to make these, bring them in house and ship them, which means you're easily looking at the cost of the mug plus a minimum of $20 shipping. Well, okay, so what I did last night was I went on the computer and I said, what is the farthest shipping address within the United States, Alaska and Hawaii included, from Chicago? And it was points in Alaska and Hawaii. And so then I went on Pirate Ship, and I said, I want to ship a box that size, with that weighed as much as the mugs weighed, to this point in Hawaii. And it came up like $18.
Okay, but
That's the point.
You gotta go California, Maine, New York, Florida.
If I kind of throw it out there as this is going to be the most that somebody's going to wind up paying for it, is anybody interested in it? Like, obviously, if I'm shipping one to Indiana, it's going to be considerably less.
Right, but people in Alaska and Hawaii are used to paying $20 for shipping.
This is true.
So and it's not fair to ask 2 people out of 50. You know what I'm saying?
True. So would you guys be interested in the cup first and foremost? Grinder noises. I made the grinder noises earlier. We're done with that. Would you be interested in this on this cup? And when I say interested in buying them, not me giving them to you. Clearly. Have I ever been to Europe? No. What's up, buddy? Why is he hanging out in here?
Because I have my book out. It's bad. I don't know.
Clyde, what's wrong, buddy? What's going on? What vexes you?
This is why she got her stuff out.
She's just gonna go do a signing. She'll be back in a minute. Well, it's far away. It's an hour drive.
Which way?
Why does the dog's face read depression? He's always looked like that from the time he was a puppy.
Since a baby.
Here's a fun fact for you, though. Hang on, Clyde. Let me get something. Had to go to the bookshelf. Get this book by Joe DeClerc, The Complete Guide to the Labrador Retriever. You'd think I would save the fucking page.
I'm gonna make myself breakfast. Would you like anything?
Oh, yeah, some toast if you're buying.
Would you like any eggs?
No, thank you. Clyde, come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. So this distinguished gentleman, Clyde, she's standing up so he won't sit still. Come here. This distinguished gentleman, who is now 10 years old, is in this book by Joe DeClerc, The Complete Guide to the Labrador Retriever. That's him in the bathtub.
You said you wanted toast?
3 pieces, please.
Yep.
So, they were asking for pictures of dogs, and I submitted one of him, and then they said, yeah, we're going to use that picture in this book. So, that's my boy there in the bathtub. What?
I didn't put dinner away last night.
It's okay. It's not for you to do. I should have done it. Do you adopt dogs or buy them? So we have adopted a shit ton of dogs over the course of our life. We've adopted and we've bought. And we've had some of the most wonderful mutts and some of the most amazing purebreds. Our purebred St. Bernard back in the day, Samantha, was absolutely amazing. Our purebred bull mastiff, Duke, was absolutely amazing. Our mutt Moose was one of the best dogs we've ever had. But the last 2 dogs that we adopted that were mutts, they were combination, I believe it was Great Dane Mastiffs. They were huge. They were massive dogs. Darwin and Nigel, the two dogs. And they were brothers from the same litter. And from what we were told later on, they bonded in a way that couldn't be broken, I guess. And they became mean and violent. And Tommy, our son, was very, very, very young, and it got to be very bad. And in the wake of those two dogs, we decided to go with a safe dog, and we looked for a breeder for said safe dog. That's how we landed on Clyde. He will probably be our last dog. I don't know if that's going to be, we'll see, but he'll probably be our last dog. Oh, I meant to go check on status. Your grandpa requested to be buried with 24 old styles. Well, I mean, he knew what he liked. The fuck, you know? AH crew so much. I miss the AH crew. Okay, we are at 79.9. We're at 61.4 with 13 minutes to go. Monday. Yes, I am a huge Grateful Dead fan, and I did not come from the same town as Jerry. Hang on, let me see if I can do this. Bear with me, okay? Just bear with me. Did that not work? Okay, that worked. That was Darwin. That's me and Darwin. We had, like I said, there were two dogs. There was a tan dog with a black face, his brother, named Nigel. This was Darwin. These are the two dogs that became violent and almost, they went after my son and my wife. But this is how big they were. And when that, I'm 5'9", so just for a reference, I'm 5'9". When this becomes violent in your house with a child, and there are two of them, and when I say became violent to the point where when we took them to go to a rescue, they almost took the fucking person that was looking at him's face off. I talked to people as far south as Biloxi, Missouri, that trains police dogs. Nobody would take them. Nobody. So, yeah, it's weird, but yeah, that was scary as shit. That, look how big he is.
Tom,
Yeah.
you want butter on what? How many?
No, I'll come in and do that.
Okay, well I put butter on one already.
Okay. Grab it.
And I made one for Clyde. And I buttered it.
needs one for you.
We were out of luck. Like it was glad I wasn't interested. I know, but I need to get covered. So when we run out of tickets, what do you call it? White House later?
Yeah, I mean, what time do you guys be back?
I should be back at 1:30.
Do you want to go running around then?
I'm okay with that. If you want to, if you don't want to, I can go by myself. I can go on. I can go tomorrow with my mom.
Okay. Well, Clyde, your mama made you a piece of toast too.
Are you done with the Kelly?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I put it away. Come here, buddy. Some purebreds can have higher health risks. Yes, absolutely. Where's your toast? Probably in your toaster. Listen, every dog is prone to something specific to that dog, right? This one has heart problems. This one has health problems or hip problems. There's always something. We landed on the lab because it was safe. We wanted our son not to be afraid of dogs. Look at how Bagley pugs are disfigured, though. They are. They are. Last piece of your piece. There you go, buddy. It's a fucking spoiled dog. I'll get sometimes, and I forget to do it a lot, but we'll go like Wendy's or McDonald's or something. I'll get him a burger. No onions.
What do you want for dinner tonight? Sorry to interrupt your friends. Your time with your friends.
What do I want for dinner tonight? Seriously? I want Los Campesinos.
Alright. I'm not gonna say no to that.
I want tacos.
Okay. Then let's have tacos. Works for me.
How young is your youngest dog? Clyde is our youngest dog, and he's 10. Are your dogs neutered? Yes. Why did I say Clyde might be our last dog? He's got a few years left, obviously. Hopefully. Which then puts us into it'll probably put me in my late 50s and my wife into our mid 50s. And I don't know if we want to go through the puppy stage then. We like traveling more now. And one of the hardest parts about traveling is getting somebody to stay with the dog. And then he gets anxious because we're gone, because we're home most of the time. So he's used to having us home. So he just might be our last dog. Say hello, Frank. Can you say hello to the people, Frank? Go ahead. I know you want to go underneath the desk. Go ahead. This is my piece. I have no idea how old Frank is. Man, I just told you how hard it is to find somebody to watch the dog when we travel, and you want me to get a fucking llama?
A llama?
Yeah, a llama.
Let's do it.
They spit.
They'll spit at you, not me.
Will we get another cat? No, we have 5 now. I'm not allowed to have any more cats. Hey Frank, Midnight Muses cats say pss, 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 pss. It is easier to get somebody to sit with my kid than my dog. Just because you said that, the cat distribution system is allocating 2 more felines to your door. Nope. They would be taken somewhere. I need to get, this person says, you need to get surgery for your eyes, Goofy. No, I don't. We have a tuxedo here somewhere. Somewhere. I gotta take my plate. Un momento. I told you I was done. I didn't have any more. I gave you a whole fucking piece of toast, man. This is our tuxedo. He's our only long hair. He's the oldest of our 5 cats. His name is Freddie Mercury. Say hi, Freddie. Say hi, Freddie. Freddie is a pompous bitch. We originally thought Freddie was a female, and so Fred's original name was Winifred. And then the vet called us when they were fixing Winifred to tell us that Winnie was a Vinny, and he was actually a boy. So then it got changed to just Freddie, and because my daughter, who picked the cat out, loves Queen so much, he became Freddie Mercury. So this is our oldest, this is the patriarch here of the cat world here. And what happened was, my wife convinced me that our daughter deserved a cat. I capitulated. They went and got this thing. Then, because I was home retired, my daughter went to school during the day, and my wife went to work during the day, and this asshole picked me. And this is how he would sit every day, all day, on my chest. And then I went, well, cats aren't so bad, and I went and got that orange cat that's underneath my desk. And then my other daughter brought home a calico cat. And then I went and got a black cat. And then I went and got a gray cat. And then my wife said, if you go get another fucking cat, they're going to find Jimmy Hoffa before they find you. Isn't that right, Freddie? Isn't that right? I think even Fred is done with me bringing cats into the house. We got some eye boogers? Let's see here. Oh, he does the head nubs all the time. That's all he does is stick his fucking head in your face. All right, Fred. Time for you to go. Say hello to the people. You rancid old man. Frank's back. All right, go on. Go and get. How old is Fred? Renee? I don't know how old Fred is. Eight. She says 8. Stephen Leach, hello. Sky, Paws, and Petals. Love you, Tom. Cute tuxedo. Thank you for the donation, Sky. Appreciate that. I would show you our solid black cat, Ozzy Osbourne, but he really does not like being held. And I would show you our calico cat, Sergeant Pepper, but she freaks the fuck out when she's held. And I would show you our gray tabby, Eddie Van Halen, but I'm not Renee, so he's not by me. I have also heard that Luna is an overused name that annoys veterinarians, but I mean, people name their pets what they want to. Do they get along with Clyde? Yeah. What annoys Clyde about the cats is when they rub up against him because they want to cuddle up or get warm or whatever, and he's like, Kirk was deported. Okay, we're not doing that. No, Renee, I'm not jealous. You had a Chihuahua named Titan. Your boyfriend did. Okay, so we had like a shepherd mutt named Moose. We had a purebred Saint Bernard named Samantha. We had what was the name of that big Mastiff dog we had in Franklin Park? I can't remember what I named him. We had a purebred Boston Terrier named Stewie. We had a purebred Winston was the one back in the mutt back in Franklin Park. We had a purebred Bull Mastiff named Duke. We had the mutts Darwin and Nigel, and then we had yellow lab Clyde and a black lab Bonnie, who passed away a couple years ago. Yes, pet names do go in and out of popularity like baby names do. I'm going to be creating content tomorrow about that whole thing yesterday, that whole political rally that happened in Arizona yesterday, and then those videos will be available on here in a day or two after that, so by midweek. 2 Rottweiler pit bull mixes named Cherry and Bubblegum. Lilith and Damien, 2 black cats. Yes, the Rapture is coming. Renee and I are in the market for a house. So if there are any Christians on here that are looking forward to the Rapture in the next 2 days, if you have a house with a pool, 6 bedrooms, and a large kitchen, could you kind of point us in the direction of your house once you get raptured up into the heavens? We'll swing by, stake our claim. You don't need to worry about leaving instructions. We're all good. We don't need the instructions. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do in the wake of the rapture. We're gonna go house shopping. I might pick myself up a VW bus. What is the rapture? That's when Jesus takes all of his people up to heaven and leaves all the heathen sinners behind on the earth. And since I know I don't have a ticket to ride with Jesus, I'm gonna be house shopping. I mean, gee, I can already feel the lanes on the highway opening up as we talk about this. Think about it. Think about how few people are going to be left here, right? All these Christians are going to go out of this country. Shit. We're all going to get to go see the Super Bowl. It's supposed to happen the 23rd and the 24th. That's tomorrow, boys and girls. The rapture. There are people on TikTok and YouTube that are doing videos showing themselves selling their possessions because they don't need it anymore. Printing out and leaving instructions in their homes for whatever earthly being is going to occupy their house after the rapture. There are people leaving video messages behind because they believe that the government is going to try and tell everybody else that was left behind after the rapture that it was aliens that took everybody. And so they're leaving video messages behind saying it's not aliens. We went to go see our Lord. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the new mass trend going on, particularly on TikTok and on YouTube, of people who believe that tomorrow is going to be the rapture, and anybody who believes in Jesus Christ is going to get raptured up to heaven, and all the heathen sinners are going to be left on this earth. They believe this shit. Every couple of years we get this shit, and it's always in September, and it's usually September 23rd for whatever fucking reason. But yeah, a rash of people in the last couple of months selling their cars, selling their furnitures. One guy did a video yesterday talking about how since he's not on the schedule again until next Friday, this is his last shift at work. That's it, baby. I'm clocking out for the last time. I got a ticket on a plane, or I'm catching a flight to go see my father in heaven. Sherry, that is the reality of the situation. The worst part about this whole fucking thing is that if it's real, we're left with Trump. So, we're supposed to see people flying through the sky tomorrow on their way to heaven. Make sure you get some good footage. Listen, at this point in time, it's a no-lose situation. It's a no-lose situation. When it doesn't happen, we get to go kind of, poke fun a little bit. Hey, what happened? I thought the rapture was coming. I thought you sold everything because you were going to see Jesus, right? So we get good content out of it when it doesn't happen. And if it does happen, if it's real, we get rid of all those assholes. How do we lose? It's a win-win. It's there's no bad angle to it. You know what I mean? I wonder if the rapture is like the Heaven's Gate sort of thing. Yes. The Heaven's Gate thing I thought wasn't that the cult with the comet? There was going to be a comet that's actually a spaceship that the rest of the non-believers don't know that it's a spaceship. They believe it's a comet, And as the comet came close to the Earth, the believers, if they had on the right sneakers, I think it was somebody who mentioned purple sneakers before. If they had on the right sneakers, they would be able to get on the spaceship when it came close to the Earth. And then they all off themselves together to get onto the spaceship. Yeah, Haley Bob. Yep. It's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Belief that Rapture, somebody believes in Valhalla. They were all wearing the exact same Nike shoes. Okay, there it was. And of course, you had the Jonestown people. Drinking the poison Flavor Aid together. And then you had the people in Waco, Texas, who hunkered down in the compound with their leader David Koresh. The Branch Davidians, named after David Koresh. Davidians. Yeah, fucking people, I swear. Yeah, we all use the term Kool-Aid. Oh, he drank the Kool-Aid, he drank the Kool-Aid. But technically, it was Flavor Aid that they drank in Jonestown. Christopher Hitchens was a fucking genius. Christopher Hitchens was... I could sit and watch Christopher Hitchens YouTube videos for extended periods of time. Most of them are more concerned with the non-believers being punished by God than actually being taken. Jehovah's bystanders here, I'll miss the bus for sure. Flavor Aid, not Kool-Aid, because churches don't like spending money that much. Oh, jeez. Christopher Hitchens was a very unique style of speaker. That's for sure. Hello back at you. Heaven's Gate, yep. Is it grippy? Is what grippy? Have you covered Indiana governor saying they will or he will suspend or revoke teachers' licenses for celebrating political violence? I've just covered the subject as a whole, not necessarily specifically focusing on Indiana or the Indiana governor. Just that I find it extraordinarily odd and hypocritical that the people who are praising Charlie Kirk for being a champion of free speech are honoring his name by silencing as many people as humanly possible. It doesn't make any sense. You want an alien girlfriend? Careful what you wish for, man. Someone was knocking on my door. Not here, they weren't. I want the aliens to come kick me off this terror coaster that I'm on, somebody says. Jesus Christ. Wow. We have too many homosexuals in America? Well, then maybe you should just leave America if that bothers you that much. If what other people do in their private life bothers you to the point where you have to create anonymous social media accounts and troll the comment sections of live events, then you should probably leave. It's disgusting. Here, let's do this. Now you're hidden. Now you can cry about it all day long in the comment section and none of us have to see it. Too many closeted homophobic trolls. Amen. Amen. What is it like being a liberal Gen Xer? It's like normal life, I guess. You like Carl Sagan? Carl Sagan's very good. Australia. Yeah, you're in Australia. You're already ahead of the time. So you guys haven't been raptured yet? That sucks. Bro is like 90. No, bro is like 55 or 53. You eat glow sticks? Good for you. You're 53, question mark? Yep. Smoking is crazy. Yeah, this isn't a cigarette. It's a different kind of cigarette. Morning back at you, Dad. Am I in San Francisco? No, I am in the suburbs of Chicago. I am specifically in the far southwest suburbs of Chicago in a town called Shanahan, right next to Joliet. If you've ever watched the Blues Brothers and watched Jake get out of prison at the beginning of the Blues Brothers from the Joliet Penitentiary, that's the next town over. What kind of guitars do you have? I have this D'Angelico semi-hollow body and a cheap acoustic. Do I feel safe here? Absolutely. I've been here 20 years. I've raised a family here. Have I had lunch? I just had 3 pieces of toast for breakfast just a few minutes ago. I don't live far from your uncle. Tom, Chicago cool. Have you ever heard of John Wayne Gacy? Yes. Yes, I have. Do I like Texas? It's a beautiful state, and I have friends and my wife has some family there, but politically speaking, no, it's a shithole. I didn't say I was in Chicago. I said I was in Chicago suburbs. Politically speaking, Texas is a shithole, and meteorologically speaking, I could not live in Texas at this point in my life. The heat, the humidity, the lack of a winter, I could not do it. So from a weather and political standpoint, not a chance in hell. She caught the kitty, left me a mule to ride. No, I don't necessarily. I follow Lewis Black on the various social media sites, but I don't make it a religious thing where I go check out his rants. If I happen to come across him, I definitely watch him. I have a multi-ethnic daughter, and the longer these things go on, the more fear I have. Hang on a second. For her safety, security, and well-being of said daughter going forward. And I could totally I don't have a favorite philosopher. I could totally understand that. What's going on in America right now is frightening as shit. I believe the courts will hold. I am hopeful that the American people will do the right thing a year from now when we are facing another election to reshape the Congress. But here's the thing. We can't have protest votes. We can't have, well, this candidate doesn't align with me 100%, so I'm not going to vote for that. We can't have that. We just can't have it. If we all show up to vote and we actually vote for one of the two candidates that has an actual chance to win, then the Democrats will win every time. I don't know what my favorite psychiatrist is. What the fuck? Chicago has fallen? That's interesting. I'll have to call my daughter who lives in Chicago and let her know. Why do you want me to say fluffernutters? You only live 300 plus miles where I'm only 300 miles from you? It's a hop, skip, and a jump. Yeah, Chicago fell. I mean, sucks for me. I got Cubs tickets this week. Really sucks for my daughter because I have no idea where she's at now. Maybe that's why we haven't heard from her for in a minute. Anyway, you ain't seen a winter till you've lived the Minnesota winter. I believe that. Did someone disconnect the Chicago landline? Apparently. Are you woke? I mean, I am awake. I'm conscious. This is just fucking bizarre, isn't it? Some of the shit that's being said in here. Boston winters kind of suck a lot. Those are some wicked bad winters, don't you know? Did you go swimming in the Chicago River? No, I have not. No, I am not going to. They have spent untold numbers of dollars to get the Chicago River clean. And yesterday, for the first time in 100 years, people were allowed to and did swim in the Chicago River. What's my name? I thought the title of the fucking live would give that away, but the courts did hold. They convicted him on 34 counts, and he never spent so much as a day in jail for said 30 court convictions. That's because he won the election again. Had he not won the election again, he would be facing more convictions on the remaining 50-some counts he had, and he would be staring down jail time in New York, Georgia, and on the federal level. Do I have faith that there will be another election? Yes. Historically, it does get cold here in the Chicagoland area in winter. Historically we can have some pretty gnarly winters. The last 3 winters, I think it is now, mild as fuck. Like a lot of days averaged in the upper 30s, low 40s, very little snow. Didn't feel like winter really for much of the winter. So I'm hoping for a white Christmas, but I hope for a white Christmas every fucking year. Guys, you do understand that if you say that you sent a $100 donation, it doesn't mean anything unless you actually send it. And if you can't send it, that's fine. I'm not asking you to. But these guys keep popping up in the comment. $300 donation sent, $100 donation sent, $200 donation sent. Nothing. sent. Saying it doesn't send it. I dislike that he's not in prison as well. Let's just hope the U.S. doesn't go to the Putin route where free elections exist. Love your content. Thank you very much. $9,000 donation sent. Would you vote for Republicans if they were social liberals but economic conservatives? I would consider them. But right now, every single elected Republican is allowing fascism to run their party. None of them can be trusted. Ooh, somebody sent a $7 billion? I can't even count the zeros there. Andrew, thank you very much for the actual $10 donation. I appreciate that. See, that's how that works. That's an actual donation that just came across the screen there. Fucking love you, dude. Keep spreading the word against fascism. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Jesus gets more donations than anyone. I'm trying to tell you. You're gay. Wrong, you're. I wish I could send you anything. Don't worry about it. You don't have to. No problem, Tom. You're a great guy. Appreciate that. Wrong, you're, but appreciate it. I'm a broke single mom, PTSD, and no job. You don't need to send shit. You should be getting donations. 7 yen donations sent. Oh, I sent in 2,700 euros. You get that? That hits your inbox. Oh, listen, Frieza, who says, I love your content and please keep doing it. And Nav sent a $5 donation. This is how you send a donation. Exactly. Am I going to keep doing my content? Yeah. So here's the deal. As long as you guys continue to consume the content on this platform, on YouTube, then I continue to be eligible to participate in the ad revenue sharing that YouTube does, which means we can continue to pay our bills by the revenue I generate. So as long as we can continue to do that, I'm going to continue to do that. I will make content until I'm 95 if they keep paying me for it like this. So, yeah, you consume the content. You make sure that do whatever you can to help this channel grow. We're at 270 something. Tell your neighbors, tell your coworkers, tell your friends, share it on your Facebook page, share it on your Instagram page, whatever the case may be. Why do people send money on here? It's their way of tipping. It's like there are 85 people that currently are a member of my page. To subscribe is free. If you want to buy a membership, I think it's $5 a month. I think $4.99 a month is what I have it set at, I believe. When the first time I did a live on this platform, I got asked, are you going to do memberships? And I said, no, because I want all of my content to be free. So I'm not going to do something special for people that pay for a membership. And they said, no, we don't want anything special. It's our way of financially supporting the page. $5 a month to us is worth it to support your channel so that you can financially support yourself and continue to provide us with the content that we want to consume. So I said, all right, and I set up a subscription thing or a membership thing where people can become members, and 85 people signed up at $5 a month. And it's their way of financially supporting the page. This is how I make my money. You guys watch the videos, you guys have memberships, you donate money, you buy products that are attached to my videos, and I generate revenue. So yeah, become a member. Watch the videos, do all of that, buy a t-shirt, pick up one of my 2 books. Oh, what do we have here? We have tools. Let me go hide some tools. My apology. Black Sana 01, Tree Fitty. Literally says Tree Fitty and sent a $3.50 donation. Now that's what I'm talking about. Tree Fitties are always that's shit. That's the shit I'm talking about. Tree Fitty. You need a woman to help? Huh? what is this? Why do people still think that calling someone gay is an insult? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Diesel 1970, I have no idea. You are a reformed habitual homosexual? Good for you. Have you ever heard of the family from West Virginia, the Witters? Are they the inbred family? I think they're called Whittier. Is it Whittiers? You talk about the family, the inbred family. Yes, I've seen the content. Whitakers. Yeah, there's a gentleman that kept going into that region and interviewing the family. They trusted him a lot, and they let him into the homes and into their lives, and he did he filmed everything. He interviewed all of them. Hey, that's okay, Sherry. Don't worry about it. You are not on the clock. You volunteered for this. You don't need to be killing yourself. You know what I'm saying? I should forgive my mother. Yeah, that's not going to happen. You should probably just mind your own damn business. Is what you should probably do. The guy from Soft White Underbelly, kind of nice to have this in the background, not going to lie. I look like Joey Diaz. Damn. You're a gun, says Political Smell. May I ask what your mother did? Yeah, you may ask. I've done a ton of videos about it. I'll probably do more videos about it. Hold on a second. Jose Life on Mars Topaz sends in $5 and says, "If this helps in any small way to keep you doing what you do," it obviously does. Thank you very much, Jose. I appreciate it, man. Yes, when my parents got divorced when I was 8 years old, my mother took all of her frustrations in life out on me, and I became her literal punching bag. And from the ages of 8 to 13, she just beat the living shit out of me. And then I ran away at 13. And that person says that I should forgive her for that. And that's just never going to fucking happen. So. You have a hatred for school life right now? Totally understand. Breakfast time for you, huh? Hello from the Navajo Nation. Hello. Seattle. Hello. How do I feel about GI Robot? What is GI Robot? Julie Snow says, "Put this $2 towards your vacation." Will do. Thank you very much. Love your beard. Not gonna lie. Thank you very much. Colorado. Hello. Let him say it, Sherry. Let him say it. Unless somebody gets truly, truly, truly offensive, let him say it. He's a character from DC that likes taking out schnazis. Interesting. I don't know anything about him, so I really can't speak on it. Are we in full swing fascism or what, says somebody. We're getting there. We're getting there. So what we're going to have is we're going to have a very big test coming up in this country as to whether or not we are or are not a fascist nation. Donald Trump is going to get somebody appointed in Virginia that is going to prosecute Letitia James, even though there's no evidence of a crime. He's going to put somebody in place that is going to file charges against Letitia James and Adam Schiff. With the absence, even with the absence of a crime. When those cases go to court and they make their way all the way through the court system, if the courts side with Trump, we're in a fascist nation. If he can just lock up anybody he disagrees with, even though there's no evidence, then we're in a fascist nation. If, oh, hey, hang on a second. We've got this guy here, Chef Rat. Now you're hidden, so you can keep talking. If the courts go, no, you can't do that, then we're still America. That's going to be a big moment. I don't believe in Jewish space lasers. Other than the evidence of the crimes they committed, but there is no evidence. The reason why the person that was in the position that they were in Virginia just quit, and Trump said, no, they didn't quit, I fired them, is because this person was told to go build a case against Letitia James. This is Trump's appointee, has been investigating Letitia James on the charges that Trump says she's guilty of for 5 months, and came to the conclusion that she committed no crime, that there is nothing to charge her on. That's why he's out of a job. That's why Trump's personal lawyer is going to be elevated to that position, because they are going to be willing to press charges without any evidence. Once again, Trump is bringing lawsuits without any evidence, like he did when he brought 63 federal lawsuits claiming that the 2020 election was rigged, and didn't bring a shred of evidence to any of them. Jewish space lasers is some stupid shit from a few years ago, where like Marjorie Taylor Greene claimed that the Democrats were using a high-powered laser from a satellite in space to clear land in California to make way for a high-speed rail system that the Rothschilds were going to own. And that's what started the California wildfires. Jewish space lasers. Good God, people will believe the dumbest things. Yes. There was a gentleman that went to New Jersey with a rifle, an AR-15, because he believed the story that Hillary Clinton was an alien lizard person wearing human skin suits who participated in eating infants, like physically consuming them, eating them, in the non-existent basement of a New Jersey pizza parlor. Somebody went to that pizza parlor with a gun. Yeah, the space lasers thing was that Marjorie Taylor Greene believed that the Democrats, at the behest of the Rothschild family, used a government laser in a satellite to clear land in California so that they could make way for a high-speed rail system. And while they were clearing that land, boom, they started the wildfires. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. Think about how many people showed up in Dallas, Texas, thinking that John F. Kennedy and John F. Kennedy Jr. were going to expose themselves as being still alive. There is a not so insignificant segment of Donald Trump's voting base that believes John F. Kennedy, John F. Kennedy Jr., Princess Diana, and Michael Jackson all faked their deaths. And all of them are still alive and working with Trump behind the scenes. And one day, they're all going to expose that they're still alive. And John F. Kennedy and John F. Kennedy Jr. are going to expose the dirty little secrets behind our American political scene. Michael Jackson will expose the dirty secrets behind our entertainment and Hollywood scene. And that Princess Diana will expose the dirty secrets of the royal family. They fucking believe this shit. Wholeheartedly. It's fucking crazy. It's batshit fucking crazy. It is dripping from the ceiling of the fucking cave, batshit crazy. I have been on Tony Michael's podcast. Yes, I've appeared on a half a dozen podcasts, and if you go to my website, oldhippiemedia.com, that's oldhippie, HIPPIE media.com, there are links to all of the the half dozen or so podcasts that I've been on, and the handful of newspaper articles that I've been in. Yes, apparently tomorrow is the Rapture. But they believe this shit. The Jewish space lasers, the eating babies in the pizza parlor basement, the here's one. Okay, strap the fuck in. Story time, boys and girls. Here you go. There's a woman in the town I live in. Used to tend bar at a couple of local places. She is nuttier than an outhouse at an acorn festival. And back during the 2020 election cycle, we would get into arguments relentlessly on the local Facebook page, the community page. And she told me one day, this got so bad that the other Trump supporters in the page were like, okay, you're fucking crazy, lady. We don't want anything to do with you. She told me one day, and I asked her I don't know how many times to confirm she's not joking. And people that knew her were like, no, she's not joking. She told me that the reason why videos and photographs of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein from the 90s exist is because in the 90s, Donald Trump devised a long-range plan to capture and punish all of the world's international pedophiles. And in order to gather information about that world, he needed to become friends with Jeffrey Epstein. And that's why you see videos and photographs of them dancing. But he gathered the intel that he needed and then cut the relationship off. And then when he became president, he was able to act on the information he had by finally arresting Jeffrey Epstein. And so I said, so he knew that children were being trafficked, and he allowed it to continue for 4 decades? 3 decades? Until he might become president one day? And I 100% convinced of this, and kept explaining how Trump is constantly playing 3-dimensional chess while everybody else is playing checkers, and every move he makes, even if it's something that makes him look horrible, is designed to bring the press in and bite down on the bait so he could flip it around on them. That's fucking insanity. That's crazy. That's an undiagnosed mental illness. That's somebody that needs to be medicated. These are people that believe that Donald Trump was still running the country throughout the entirety of the Biden administration. He was just doing it secretly from Mar-a-Lago. Their minds are fucking gone. It's incomprehensible how fucking rotted their brains are. Talking to them is like trying to nail Jello to a fucking wall. How am I doing today? I'm doing just Jim Dandy. I should probably go get my shirts out of the dryer here shortly, or out of the washer here shortly, so I'm going to be wrapping this up soon so I can hang my shirts. Where are the Epstein files? There are several copies of the Epstein files in multiple hands, would be my guess. What country do you want to visit the most? Egypt, followed by Italy. Is J.B. Pritzker doing a good job, in your opinion, in Illinois? Overall, yes. They've already drank the Kool-Aid, so to speak. Being woke is just being logical. I can't believe we have gay Republicans. Same thing with people in the middle who just post stuff to make you sad. Christian, thank you very much for the $2 donation. Sounds like a budget Tom Clancy movie. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? People are fucking just, they're nuts. How old are you, Tom? I'm 41 and you are inspiring. Man, if I'm inspiring you, your life zigged when it should have fucking zagged, man. I'm 53. I am 53 years old. I'm a husband for 28 years. I'm a father for a couple of decades. Father of 4, grandfather of 2. Been trans since '06, saw it coming. Egypt is overrated. You know what? Egypt might be overrated, but I want to see the pyramids for myself. Am I a girl dad? I have 3 daughters and 1 son. My daughters are 35, 24, 21 next week, and my son is 13. If I look 43, you know some rough fucking 43-year-olds. Let me tell you something. If I'm your visual version of what 43 looks like, goddamn. You know what I mean? Odd damn. What's the deal with the $100,000 visas? He's trying to make money off of everything. It's what Trump does. Is the sun easier? Okay, that is such a trick question. Because he seems easier, but here's the thing. We're also much more experienced, much older, and operate at a whole different level than we did with the girls. So is what's making it easier the fact that he's a boy? Is what's making it easier the fact that we parent differently? Is what's making it easier the fact that he's practically being raised as an only child, right? His oldest sister, Magnolia, that he lived with, has been out of the house for years. And his other sister, Lily, who's 21, has been living on campus for the last 4 school years. Now this is the 5th. I think it probably is a combination of all of that shit that makes it easier. You know what I mean? Because he's being raised completely different than his sisters were being raised. Are there gross aspects of him because he's a boy? Of course there is, man. You constantly got to remind this fucking kid to wash his body, for Christ's fucking sake. And clean up his room. Having said that, he listens, he helps, he is eager to help his grandparents. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. And saying kid is weird because, you know, he's a fucking 9 foot tall, full grown ass man. He's 13 years old. He'll be 14 in December, and he's a full ass, like, he could walk onto a college campus and probably, you know, once they start talking to him, they'll realize he's not an adult, but physically speaking, he looks like one. But, you know, he really honors his mother. He really, really honors his grandmother. He doesn't ask for much. He doesn't chirp back. He's a good cat. I'm proud of the man he's turning into. Do you see any way to get past this Trump and MAGA debacle? Time. Go vote. Elect a Congress that's going to push back on him next year. The entire House of Representatives is up. A chunk of the Senate is up next November. A little over a year from now. Get registered. That's what you can do. Get fucking registered. Get your friends registered. Get your family members registered. And it's cheesy as fuck, but it's real. Make a plan to vote. Surreal Nihilist sends $5 and says, Trump, I love the poorly educated. Also Trump, smart people don't like me very much, and idiots still think he's going to fix everything. Yes, he did say that. He said, smart people don't like me very much, very recently. I don't know why these things fall out of his mouth, but every now and again he tells the truth. So, make sure to get a real ID to vote, says Julie Stowe. I do have a real ID, but yes, if you can, if you have the means to, if you're capable of, get your real ID, get registered to vote. Say, I'm going to go on election day. I'm going to make a plan no matter what. I'm going to go on election day, or say I'm going to mail in my ballot early, or I'm going to go vote in person early, or whatever the case may be. But make a plan to vote, man. We're wrapping up the first year of the presidency, which means we're going into a midterm year. You want to stop Donald Trump, you stop him in Congress. Elect a Democratic Congress. So which side of Congress is more important, Tom? Should we focus on House of Representatives? Should we focus on the Senate? We should focus on both of them, but they both have their strengths and their weaknesses, right? You want to stop the financial shit? You take the House of Representatives. If the Democrats control the House of Representatives, Trump's economic agenda comes to a screeching halt. The Democrats will, like, he won't be able to get anything else passed. The big beautiful bill stays, and he won't sign anything they pass. So, but he won't be able to pass anything else. Maybe they can restore some of the damage. What happens in the Senate? If you take the Senate, you stop him from getting his confirmations. You stop him from getting his judges. You stop him from getting his Supreme Court justices. I think they're both equally important. Candace reminds you, if you are a married woman, you need to look up the SAVE Act, S-A-V-E Act. Make sure you have all of the guidelines followed in there. The SAVE Act will tell you, as somebody that has changed your name in this country, what you need to have in order to be able to vote in certain red states. They have passed legislation that makes it harder for people that have changed their names to vote. If you're in a red state or a blue state, you're a little bit safer. If you're in a blue state if you're a married woman who has changed your name and you're in a blue state with a real ID and a passport, you are solidly protected. And of course, if you're a man, you don't have anything to worry about, because chances are you didn't change your fucking name. And the bill wasn't designed to fuck with men. The bill was designed to fuck with married women. You have these people that don't vote, and yet they're mad at Trump is in office. Exactly. Screw Trump 1,000%. You know, I'm going to pass because I can't imagine the odor that comes out of them drawers. What? He may have taken German, huh? Good day, Mr. Powell. I'm fine. How are you? Tension? I don't know. I don't know about the tension. Sorry. Warm mayo and old eggs. Oh my God. That's the odor he said would come out of Trump's drawers. Warm mayo and old eggs. Oh my God. Smells like fucking Arby's grease, BO, and soiled diaper. Smells like a turd wrapped in burnt hair. Smells like Bigfoot's dick. Rancid milk and Taco Bell's bathroom. Holy shit. Those little cunt nuggets that stick to your taintal region, but they've been there for a week. Right? Right? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. That right there. And you ever been to an apartment building and you smell all the weird shit everybody else is cooking on all the different foods, the floors? Like the comedian said, that plus crap. Dingleberries. Dingleberries. Taintal region, yes. It's the best region ever, isn't it? The Taintal region. Name one fucking person that you know that doesn't like that region to be moister than an oyster. Not naturally, not like because it's hot out. Like you're cleanly showered, you just jumped into bed, now moisten the taintal region. It should be one person that doesn't like that. Come on. It's like when Donkey was talking to Shrek and he said, you ever met somebody that said, you say, hey, you want to go get a parfait? And they said, hell no, I don't like no goddamn parfait. Everybody likes goddamn parfait. No, I'm not a fan of parfait, but you don't understand what I'm talking about. Armpit and rotting meat. Jesus Christ. Nice Deadhead guitar. Thank you. Do you watch anime? No. Why are these MAGA people in your life? They have nothing in their lives, so that's what they do. Tony Tostada with another donation, this time of $11, says, Tom, I haven't been watching your channel for long. Not sure if you already talked about this. What do you think about the way Trump handled the pandemic? I do not talk about that on this platform because YouTube takes medical misinformation extraordinarily seriously. And their system will read content about that subject, even if you're talking about somebody else putting out misinformation and your video is to correct that misinformation. Because that misinformation is in your video is labeled as misinformation. So I do not discuss that on this platform in any way, shape, or form. Rotting crotch, spoiled cheese, and rotting bowels. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Are you gay? No, I am a heterosexual. Taintal musk and gangrene. Wow. Jesus Christ, man. Just asking. Totally understand. No, I am a heterosexual. I met my wife in May of 1997. We moved in together in May of 1998. We got married in May of 1999. No, I never served in the military. Every comment by this Mandy person is more idiotic. Let me go back and see. Mindy, yeah, you people are on a superior moral high. Oh, okay, here we go. Well, she's been hidden. Now you don't have to see her comments anymore. See? No problems, only solutions. What state? ? Tampa, Florida here, they said. I am in Illinois. More specifically, I am in the suburbs of Chicago. More specifically, I am in the far southwest suburbs in a small town called Shanahan, Illinois, just outside of Joliet, Illinois. Plot twist, Mindy is un-American and doesn't even know it. Favorite music type? I do not play video games. Trump is sending help to clean Chicago. They don't need his help. Thank you for all your streams from a fellow Chicagoan. Right on. Do I like Roger Waters? Yes. My mom says Tom is a hunk. Your mom needs glasses. I am Gen X. I was born in May of 1972. White Sox or Cubs? Cubs. My main account on TikTok. Okay, somebody says I'm not visible on TikTok anymore. My main account with 1.5 million followers got permanently banned. I am operating on my backup account now, Tom Powell Jr. 2.0. I have about 75,000 followers on that one. And I'm doing very little content over there because I'm putting all of my political content here on YouTube now. My political content gets reported over there, so I put non-political content there now. And an occasional video here or there replying to a comment there that's political in nature, but seriously, 99% of my political content is only available here. You were born in 81? I think being born in 81 still makes you Gen X. Some people says that makes you a millennial. No, I probably will not be buying Kamala Harris's new book. I have no idea when or how Trump is going to put tariffs on anything. Do I think Trump will survive the rest of his term? Flip a coin. You're talking from natural causes, of course, obviously. Flip a coin. He's almost 80. He's extraordinarily unhealthy. Who knows? He's also extraordinarily wealthy and the president of the United States. He has access to the best medical care on the planet. Who knows? You getting ready to go to your signing?
Yeah.
I will get ready so that when you return, I am ready to go. And I'm going to get off here and hang up my shirts momentarily, and then I'll get myself ready. We'll go to Costco.
I can't wait.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm tired.
Oh, I missed a donation. Tom, give me your best Jack Nicholson impression, says Tony Tostada for another $4. I don't know that I've ever done a Jack Nicholson in person.
Handle the truth.
Yeah, you can't handle the truth. I heard a story about Jack Nicholson being somewhere and a woman walking up to him and saying something to the effect of, "Would you like to dance, Mr. Nicholson?" And he looked her up and down and went, "Wrong verb." That's about the best Jack Nicholson I could do right there. I don't do impersonations. I can do an impersonation of my father if I start laughing a certain way. Grew up in a very diverse area. That experience has made my life much fuller. Right on. Here's Johnny. Will Edgar on buy 300 Boeing planes from Trump? Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows?
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
When I get back, I have not placed the order for the stuff that we talked about just, an hour ago.
Okay.
But also, I know I need a car phone holder, and I think you do too.
No, I don't.
And then yours broke.
No, remember, the vent it was attached to broke. The phone holder's still in one piece attached to that broken piece of vent.
Okay.
Okay. And I also need to order a frame for Alaska. No, we got Canada. Love you too. See, I have this wall back. So I have the music wall here. And then there's a music wall in front of me. And then that wall is the wall that has the closet and the door to the bedroom in it. Okay, that's my cup. Sorry. There's the bedroom. That's the door to this bedroom. And I've got some things on the wall there. And there's the closet doors and some things over that. And then there's this wall. And this wall this is a push pin map of the world. And I've done a push pin of everywhere I've been prior to meeting Renee. And then everywhere that Renee and I have been. And I'm starting to take selfies of where we go. So this is us in Belize, us in Jamaica, us in Mexico, us in New Orleans, us in the Bahamas, us in Houston. I've got a picture to go up of us in Canada, which will go over here. One of us to go up here in Alaska. I have one of us in Honduras, but unfortunately it's an identical frame to this. And I bought a Honduran mask, so I didn't want to put it over here. So I'm going to wait until I fill this up a little bit, and it's going to probably go up into this area over here. Where did you go to in Canada? Now, admittedly, we just hopped into Vancouver for a day before we got on the ship to go on our Alaskan cruise. So it's going to go up on the wall right here, but the picture will probably change. The frame will be there now, but the picture will probably change in short order. Didn't you say that the pandemic ruined your holidays to Spain, or was it the re-election? No, that ruined a trip to Mexico and a trip to Costa Rica. That's what that took out. When my wife's company went under, we had to suspend. We had booked, put it down, a deposit on a Mediterranean cruise. That's the one that I got to get back on, getting on track. The Mediterranean cruise left Barcelona, Spain, and it went to a Spanish island, and then it went to Cannes, France, I believe, and then it went to a spot in northern Italy, then Rome, and then a spot in southern Italy, and then a spot in a port in Sicily, and then one in an island off the coast of Sicily, and then a Greek island, and then 2 spots in Croatia, I think. Yeah, Split and Dubrovnik, and then you got off the ship in Sicily. What a trip. Once in a lifetime. Had it booked. And then my wife's company went under. And so we had to suspend that and kind of, adjust really quickly. And that's when that's when Renee figured out how to monetize this platform. I had been doing social media for about 4 or 5 years at that point in time. I had been doing social media for 15 years, 18 years, but I had been doing video content social media for about 4 or 5 years. Built up a following accidentally because I was doing it for fun in my retirement. I retired from landscaping in February of 18 and accidentally built a following. And then when her company went under, she said, we got to monetize your YouTube. And I said, we're not going to make enough money monetizing a social media platform. I need to go back to work. And she goes, no, let me monetize your platform. And she did all the due diligence and did all the work and figured out all of it. All I did was kept making the same videos I had been making. And now it is a source of income for us. So I've never watched Lord of the Rings. You'd be surprised at the stuff I've never watched. I've never watched Lord of the Rings. I've never watched Breaking Bad. I've never watched The Sopranos. I never watched, what's that other one that's almost medieval time and it had a little person in it, and I never watched any of that. I've been through Detroit, yeah. Game of Thrones, never watched Game of Thrones, never watched any of it. I've also never watched any of the Home Alone movies. I've never watched the Pineapple Express. I've never watched, what's the bowling movie with the guy from Roseanne, and everybody always quotes it. Well, that's just like your opinion, man. I never watched that. Shit, I've never watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. The Big Lebowski, yes, I've never seen The Big Lebowski. I've never seen John Wick. Of course, I've watched The Breakfast Club. Yes, that's my era. YouTube electronically sends your money to your bank account once a month. Favorite trilogy? The Godfather. And yes, that includes part 3. People shit on part 3, but part 3 wraps up the story quite nicely. I've never watched The Shawshank Redemption. No. I've never watched it. I have seen The Shining. I've seen Taps, yes. But listen, I got to hang up shirts, take a shower, get ready, do things like that. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. Anybody wants to throw in a last-minute donation, you do it now before I shut it off. I appreciate you guys stopping by. As always, mark your calendars. I do a Tuesday night live every week at 7 p.m. Central, only here on YouTube. So that's tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Central. I go live right here on this channel. Other than that, same schedule. I release 10 shorts at 9 a.m. and then I release a 3-minute or longer video at 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4, 4:35, 5:30, 6, 6:30, and 7 p.m. every day. All right, hasta lasagna, don't get any on you.